Hello everyone. So today we are going to create a class that can capture the map with the given dimensions through the code. So here we are going to set up a C++ class, and based on that we are going to create a blueprint class. That is what we have placed here in the map, and it will have this map dimensions and map capture height. So based on these values we define, there will be a scene capture component that is placed above the map, and when I hit capture map function, it will capture an image from the top view in orthographic mode. So we will be able to use this image to show a map. So actually I hope to integrate that into this part of the HUD. I haven't worked on that part yet, but in this episode we will be doing the capturing part. So for example, here if I decrease the map dimension size and recapture, you see I get a zoomed in image. So let me increase the dimensions and capture again. You see a zoomed out image, so just like what we would see from top. Okay, so everything will be handled in C++. And yeah, before we get started, I may remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects that I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can access everything without any limits. And also, here is the full playlist of this series. Everything is implemented from scratch. You will be able to follow these steps and implement everything by yourself. Alright, now let's get back to today's episode. Alright, so our map will show up in this section, but as of now, as you can see, there is no map. So first step is creating a system to capture the map. So maybe it could be something like this. If we go to the top view, and let me enable lit mode. So here you can see this is how you see the map, but yeah, like this. Maybe we can dynamically capture an image like this. By dynamically I mean not exactly dynamically, through the code. Instead of manually creating a screenshot, let's implement a way to capture this from the top view and then use it to render the map. Okay, so first of all, for that, let's create a new C++ class. An actor in our top-down utilities. Let's call it CLM. No, do I need CLM? No. Map. Oh, nice. Map manage. Create. Okay, here is my Visual Studio project. And yeah, right, now we need a couple of things here. So first let's add a private section to define the variables we need. And first thing I would need is some variable to store the map size or map dimensions. So map dimensions. Okay, your property, edit anywhere, category. Maybe this should be a vector 2D. So a vector 2D map dimensions. Let's add the default value like this, but let me go here and check how large this map is. So I would at least need this size, and it's like 100,000 units. So I'll do that. And to capture the map, we would need a scene capture component. So scene capture component for to capture the map image texture. View property, edit anywhere, map settings, class use scene capture component. Okay, so here let me copy this and remove the class part and put this as a forward defined class. And also we would need a reference to a texture to store the map. So texture to store the map, and this should be a render texture, render target, because we should be able to render into this. So let's call it RT map texture. Is that all I need? I think so. Okay, and also let's add a function, capture map. Wait, let me add a comment function to, instead of update, let's call it capture the map texture. Void capture map. I don't think we need the texture part. Let's just call it capture map. And here I'll add call in editor so that I would have a button in the details panel when I create a blueprint child from this C++ class. So it's easier for us to test. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. We would need another variable to define the capture height. Not capture height. Uh, I'll also add another function to initialize map parameters. Initialize, yeah, scene capture component. Okay, so basically this should do initializing all the variables that we have defined here into the scene capture component. Okay, now let's go into the implementation of these functions. So first thing we would need is initializing the scene capture component. No, not that. Create and initialize the scene capture component. And okay. I don't think we would need this. Oh, now we need to add the scene capture component. Yeah. Okay. And after doing that, here I'll initialize the scene capture component. Okay. So we haven't implemented this yet. So let's implement this. So basically we would need, before that, let me compile this. So that we can see everything. All right. Capture map. We didn't add a function for that. Let me do that. So we can get rid of the error. I'll add the UE log for now. capture in map function called, and here initialize map capture component called. Okay, now compile again. Okay, successful. So let's go to the plugins, plus classes, public. Here we have map manager. Let's create a blueprint class based on this, and I'll put it under plugins, top down utilities, content, blueprint. Can I create a new folder here? I can't. Okay, let's call this pp map manager. All right, so here we have all the systems. Let's create a new folder here, map system here. So if I drag and drop, now here we have all the variables we need, and we also have the capture map. And here you see initialize capture component function is called, and that's the other one. This is not called yet, but if I press capture map function also called. Okay, now I'll place this in the middle of the map, and here I'll add render target, call it RT map. Let's set this to perhaps this much. Yeah, and then I'll assign this as the RT map texture. Okay, but nothing is captured yet, even if I press this, because we didn't implement the function yet. All right, let's go back here. Now we need to set, let me show it here first. If you go here, select the scene capture component, here you can see you have projection type and field of view. So I want to use orthographic projection mode and set the ortho width to the maybe the dimension, so we can have only one dimension, so I'll choose X. So let's do that, but I don't want to manually do it here. I will do that within the code, and also I set the texture target to the texture target that I have defined in this variable. Okay, now compile. Let's go back here. In capture component, yeah, set relative location and set to map capture height. So this will be above the player, above. If we place the object here, the capture component will be up in the sky, so it can capture everything without any problem. And also this should be facing downward, so that means y, this y component of the rotation should be 90. Is it 90 or minus 90? Minus 90. Okay, so this, and scene capture component, set relative rotation. Is it this or Actually, we don't have a root component here. So this should give us a warning and this part will not work properly. So let's create in component for root. Okay. And set root component like this. And yeah, this should work. Save everything. And as I said, this is not what needs to be rotated. This. Let's compile now. Okay, compiled. Now let's check it here. Okay, great. We don't have the transform. It's only scale. Why is that? Okay, for some reason this part is not working. So that's alright, then I'll just make it manually within my blueprint. It's fine. So yeah, I'll set this to 10,000 and to make it look down, I'll rotate it 90 degrees. Okay, now here you see this scene capture component is looking down. So right, compile just to make sure it's not resetting. Okay, it's not resetting. Great. What about other settings? So we need to scene capture component, projection mode, projection type to orthographic, and auto width map dimension X. And also we need to set the render target, render texture. What's the name of it? Texture target. Okay, texture target rt map texture. All right, do all that, and maybe here I'll call capture map to the map texture. Okay, well, okay, compilation done. Yeah, did it work? Let me compile and see. No, let me hit capture map. Capture map function called, but still I don't see anything here. Why? Oh, I don't want to enable this capture every frame. I'll set that to false. We capture every frame to false. And here, oh, here we need to scene capture component, capture scene. We need to call this. I didn't do that. So that's why we didn't capture anything. Okay. Compile. Done. Did it call capture map code? No. File. This option is still, oh, this is also not safe. Let's try this. Here I'll call initialize scene capture component. And oh, I made a mistake here. Actually, this is pitch, yaw, and roll. So this is in fact should be like this, and this is 0. Okay, compile. Now this. Okay, hit capture map. Now it is like this. Yeah, it worked. See? Now we have the capture map image appearing like this. Okay, so now to further test this, if I make this smaller, we should see a zoomed in image. Let me hit capture again. And yeah, see? Now we have a zoomed in image. So yeah, let me reset the value and hit capture again. So this is updated. Okay, now we have a way to dynamically capture the map. So it is saved to this render target, and we can use this in a widget to show the map. So that would mean we can, maybe in the next episode, let's look into how to show that map in this section. Okay, so thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.